I've been waiting months to be able to talk about this tiny little multi-tool from Nextool. If you're looking for something for a child, this might be it. If you're looking for a TSA-friendly multi-tool, this might be it. And if you're looking for it to be under 20 bucks, yep, we got that too. Today we're going to talk all about it and why it's so important to the market. Now we're going to step back and talk about this genre in general. That's talking about keychain multi-tools. This is a space where almost no marketing is put into them, which is why most of these were discontinued. People just didn't know they existed, like the dime travel, which I think was discontinued like many, many years ago. Someone sent this to me, and it's nice to have as reference. The same thing with the Sync 1 travel. In fact, I found that there was a lot of people that really enjoyed this multi-tool before they discontinued the Sync series. And then, of course, there is the big loss of both the Leatherman Squirt as well as the Leatherman Style PS. Both of these in the last couple of years were discontinued by Leatherman, and they were beloved tools, tools that people really, really enjoyed. And there hasn't been much to kind of fill the gap. Basically, you had the option of like the Gerber Dime, or the Nextool Mini Sailor, or maybe the Nextool Mini Flagship, something along those lines. But there was, I felt at least, that there was something that needed to be in existence, something that you could give to young kids and maybe walk away from for a minute without being afraid that something terrible was going to happen. Or just giving people the capability, being able to hand someone a gift that was reasonably priced and functioned well. And then on top of it, if they left it on their keychain, walked through security at an airport, they wouldn't get it taken because guess what? There's no blades. Nothing to be worried about. So a few months ago, I guess about 5 months ago, I started talking to Nextool. I'm like, please, please, I'm begging you, make a version of this thing that is thinner, lighter, and less bladey, because it would be great to give something to my 9-year-old and to my mom and my cousins and my aunt and uncle, everyone. Like, I want to be able to give something to them that I know I can replace, that is reasonably priced, that has the right functionality and tools. And they're like, that's a cool idea. Tell me what you think. And so we described a tool that was just smaller and lighter. So basically what you don't have from the Mini Sailor is the can opener and the blade. Everything else that was in here is in here without 2 additional layers here that reduce the weight. In addition to that, if you look on the inside of the frame, you'll see a bunch of holes being drilled, which is a difference from the, well, we'll take the modern version. It's still true on this. There's no holes drilled for weight savings. Something I guess they could do in the future if they make version 3. And frankly, this was almost there. There was only a couple of small little changes that needed to be made. One was with the scissor and this little tab here. And the other one, I was hoping they would do, but it was okay if they didn't. And that was replacing this steel spacer with something different. And now we have the production model. And that is it right here. Now what they did, and this was my request, is that they got rid of the metal, which would reduce the weight. It's not really impacting the strength at all. And then they would replace it with this. And what's cool about this is that it is glow in the dark. Now, it's not a very strong glow in the dark plastic, but still, I like that. I really like that a lot. It's exactly what I was hoping for, and they got it in black. Awesome. Nice. Standard color. Now, they also thought about it in green, and if you think it should have been in like a dark green, let me know down in the comments. I'm curious to see how many would have preferred it in black or green. But either way, this was ideal for me because it has the Phillips driver, which I actually found pretty useful. It has the flathead with the bottle opener from the scissor version, and then it also has the SIM card extraction tool. They then moved the lanyard ring to the frame itself on the opposite side so it never gets in the way. And then we have our pliers once again. And these are actually a little bit beefier than the ones you will find on the Leatherman Squirt. So just for size comparison, you can see what it looks like, a little bit thicker and a little bit chunkier. Still not like a full-size pair of pliers, But for most people, this is going to get things covered. Now, let me just show you about weights. Let's talk about weights for a second. So the original Mini Sailor weighs about 85 grams. Make sure we did that right. 85 grams, right? And I'll do a conversion on the screen as well. The new one, which is the light version, now both of these are available, is 68 grams. And in fact, I saw it go to 66 earlier, so maybe it's my scale that's wrong. It's a significant drop down. It's about as far as I can push it, or that Nextool can, without going to G10 scales, but that would increase the price. And that was the other part of this puzzle. It was so important to have a budget-friendly tool. Specifically, I was adamant, and I'm so thankful to Nextool for listening, that this tool stay under $20. In fact, right now, if you buy it, it's $18, which is great with the little coupon code. That was so important because number one, I wanted a lot of people to have access to it. And two, if it gets lost or taken for whatever reason, the TSA agent's having a bad day and they don't want to listen to you, at least you're not out, you know, what was like, I think they were $35 or $40 at the time, or 35 bucks here, or, you know, I think now the Gerber dime's like 35. You get my point. I wanted it to be reasonably priced. And best of all, being TSA friendly, it's also going to be really good for kids, right? Because if my daughter has this in her purse, she takes it to school and, you know, a teacher sees her, she can show it to them. But guess what? It's not going to get them in trouble because there's nothing on here that's going to be a problem. And there's just a lot of people I know that are knife people, right? They're knife people. And they don't need a knife in their little multi-tool. You know, they're carrying a knife, right? We got a knife. Or you're like me and you have like a little utility knife blade on your keychain as well that covers most of the other aspects. Oh, I just have it locked. So you got a little utility knife and a little pry tool or whatever. It's, for me at least, it was the piece of the puzzle that was missing. Something I could give to basically anyone, whether they're 6 years old or 116 years old, right? Yeah, it does require nail nicks, but it's not that difficult to get open, which is good. And the scissor performance on these things is great. It's absolutely fantastic. So between scissors and pliers, flathead, bottle opener, Phillips head driver, this is what probably most people, if they're being honest, actually need. I carry a full-size multi-tool. That's my personal preference. But for the majority of people out there, this is probably that tool. This is that really easy, too good to be ignored kind of tool. It's exactly what I was hoping for. Now I'm going to stop here, but before anyone gets speculation, I want to just finish off this video saying that Nextool did not pay me in any way for my input or the time spent here, and they're not paying me a base commission for all of these units sold. I get the same Amazon affiliate link that everyone else who shares this does. It's exactly the same. I just desperately wanted this to be in existence, and now that it is, I am just so happy right now. Like, I cannot tell you how pleased I am that this is finally reality and that it is here. I would love to hear what you guys think of this type of tool down below. Clearly, they're not the only ones. Victorinox is making their own version of bladeless multi-tools as well. As always, thank you guys so much for your time, your support, and we'll talk again soon.